George Herbert Walker Bush was born on June 12, 1924, in Milton, Massachusetts, into a family of privilege, patriotism, and public service. His father, Prescott Bush, was a U.S. Senator, but young George was determined to earn his own place in history through service, not inheritance. At just 18, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Bush enlisted in the U.S. Navy, becoming one of the youngest fighter pilots in World War II. He flew 58 combat missions and was shot down over the Pacific in 1944, rescued by a UC submarine moments before capture. That near-death experience gave him perspective. He often said, "Why me? Why was I spared?" It shaped his sense of duty for the rest of his life. After the war, Bush married Barbara Pierce, beginning a lifelong partnership that would last 73 years. He graduated from Yale University, captaining the baseball team, and soon moved to Texas to build a business in the oil industry. Despite his success, Bush felt called to serve again, this time in politics. In 1966, he was elected to Congress from Texas. His blend of humility, discipline, and experience earned him respect across party lines, a rare quality in Washington. Over the next decade, Bush held an extraordinary range of positions: UN ambassador, RNC chairman, U.S. envoy to China, and CIA director. He earned a reputation as a steady hand, pragmatic, loyal, and quietly effective. These roles made him one of the most experienced men ever to seek the presidency. In 1980, Bush ran for president but lost the Republican nomination to Ronald Reagan, yet Reagan chose him as his running mate. Together, they won 2 landslide elections. As vice president, Bush helped guide policy during the Cold War's final years. In 1988, Bush finally reached the top, elected the 41st President of the United States. His campaign promise: a kinder, gentler nation. He led a country where strength and compassion worked hand in hand, leading abroad, caring at home. His presidency began at a time of enormous global change. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, signaling the collapse of the Soviet Union. Bush managed the end of the Cold War with patience and diplomacy, avoiding triumphalism and maintaining global stability. Then came the Gulf War. In 1990, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, Bush led an international coalition to push Saddam Hussein's forces out. In just 100 hours, Operation Desert Storm ended with victory, and Bush's approval soared to over 90%. But at home, the economy faltered. His decision to raise taxes, despite promising not to, cost him politically. In 1992, he lost re-election to Bill Clinton, marking the end of an era. Yet he left office with grace and dignity. In defeat, Bush's letter to Clinton read, "Your success is now our country's success. I'm rooting for you." A gesture of class and unity. After the presidency, Bush focused on humanitarian work, often joining forces with his former rival Bill Clinton for global relief efforts. He also watched his son, George W. Bush, follow in his footsteps to become the 43rd president, a rare father-son legacy in U.S. history. Known for humility and humor, Bush once skydived on his 75th, 80th, and even 90th birthdays, proving he never lost his adventurous spirit. He passed away on November 30, 2018, at age 94, remembered as a devoted husband, father, and servant of the American people. His funeral was a moment of unity in a divided time, celebrating a life defined by courage, kindness, and quiet strength. From war hero to world leader, Bush lived by a simple creed. Any definition of a successful life must include serving others. George H.W. Bush's story reminds us that true leadership isn't loud. It's steady, selfless, and rooted in character. If you found this information valuable, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the other interesting tales of the rest of the presidents.